welcome to a playoff edition of the North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast. This thing is going to be all about the playoffs, East, West, A, B, even a little college flair to this whole thing as we are in playoff season. My name is Tim Howe, studio host to this podcast, and we are going to start with the one region tournament that is underway. They played on a chilly day up in Thompson on Saturday, talking about the Class B East region tournament. 4 of these teams going to make their way to the state tournament. Played on the campus of NDSU in just a couple of weeks. So the matchups from Saturday, these are completed games, so I'll give you the final score. The 1 seed from the Southeast, Central Cass, topped Pembina County North. The 4 seed from the Northeast, 13-0 in 5 innings. Mayport CG area, they were the 2 seed out of the Northeast, taking on Hankinson Co-op, the 3 seed from the Southeast, and Hankinson pulls the upset, if you will. The Pirates 2-1 winners over Mayport CG area. In quarterfinal number 3, the host team Thompson, the 1 seed out of the Northeast, taking on Kindred Richland, the 4 seed out of the Southeast, and Thompson rallied from behind late in the game to win by a mark of 7-6. We're going to notice a sandwich here. We had a 10-run rule game, a great game, and back to the 10-run rule game, as it was Southeast region, sub-region number 2, Hillsborough Central Valley, taking on number 3 out of the Northeast, that's Grafton, and it took just 6 innings for HCV to win by a mark of 12-2. So that sets us up for Monday, May 20th, 3 o'clock games in Thompson, where it's a loser go home, if you will. We've got 2 of those, and that'll be Pembina County North taking on Mayport CG, and Kindred Richland taking on Grafton. The losers are done, and the winners head to a state qualifier to be played on Tuesday. And recheck the times. One of those games is at 3, the other at 5. Mayport CG and Pembina County North play at 3. Kindred Richland and Grafton play at 5 on Monday. In the semifinal round, it's the Central Cass Squirrels and the Hankinson Co-op Pirates. This should be a doozy at 3 o'clock in Thompson. Hankinson is the only team to beat Central Cass this year by a score of 6-3, and then the rematch, it was 5-1 Squirrels. So a couple of relatively close games. Who will win the rubber match? Well, to be determined. But the deal is the winner will play in the region championship game, and the loser will play a state qualifier game against either Kindred Richland or Grafton. Semifinal number 2 is the Thompson Tommies and the Hillsborough Central Valley Burros. Now, these 2 teams played late in the regular season, and Thompson won via walk-off by a score of 7-6. So expecting a couple good semifinals here. And again, the winner goes into the finals. The loser will play either Mayport CG area or Pembina County North with a trip to the state tournament on the line. So that is East Region Class B. Saturday, which already happened, Monday and Tuesday, the plan for the rest of that tournament. So speaking of B, let's go out west. The West B region tournament will be Monday and Tuesday. 2 games for most teams, all teams, on Tuesday or on Monday, and then Tuesday is the championship/state qualifier round. So starting at noon on Monday, 1 seed out of the Northwest, it's Des Lacs, Burlington, Lewis, and Clark taking on Southwest number 4, the host school, the Beulah Miners. That is the first semifinal time slot. Also at noon, Velvet Drake Animus, the 2 out of the Southwest, taking on the Kenmare Bowbells MLS group, the 3 seed out of the Northwest. Winners of those 2 semifinals, of course, will play each other. Heart River in a 2 o'clock game. They're the 1 seed out of the Southwest. Will take on the Northwest number 4, West Hope Newburgh Bottineau. And in the final quarterfinal, it's Bishop Ryan, the 2 out of the Northwest, versus Washburn, the 3 out of the Southwest. So again, to run through those Monday quarterfinals in the B West Region Tournament, Des Lacs, Burlington, Lewis, and Clark versus Beulah. Velvet Drake Animus versus Kenmare Bowbells MLS. Heart River versus West Hope, Newburgh Bottineau. And Bishop Ryan versus Washburn. Winners will play each other in the semifinals. Losers will play each other in loser-out games. And then on Tuesday in Beulah, 2 o'clock, we'll have 2 state qualifiers. And at 4 o'clock, the West Region Tournament Championship. Again, the B Tournament state variety is on the campus of NDSU. Brand new, beautiful Theraldson Park, the turf field. I would expect a great environment in the end of May here in early June for the Class B state tournament. Now let's move to Class A softball where, well, the EDC does a little bit different, and frankly, I kind of like the format. So on Tuesday, May 21st, high seed hosting the region quarterfinal rounds. I think this is fantastic. It'll look like this at West Fargo High School. Number 1 West Fargo taking on number 8 Fargo Davies, 5 o'clock start time on Monday. Check that on Tuesday. Also on Tuesday, a 5 o'clock start time. Number 4 Shanley will host number 5 Fargo North. Now the winners between West Fargo and Davies, Shanley and North, the winners will play each other at 4 o'clock in Valley City on Friday, and the losers will play each other at noon in Valley City on Friday. Back to Tuesday, but speaking of Valley City, they are the number 3 seed. They'll be hosting number 6 Grand Forks Red River, 5 o'clock start time on Tuesday. And West Fargo Cheyenne, the number 2 seed, coming off at third place finish at the state tournament. They're taking on number 7 Grand Forks Central, 5:30 start time on Tuesday. And again, the winners will play each other in the semifinal at 6 o'clock in Valley City on Friday. The losers will play in a loser-out game at 2 o'clock Friday in Valley City. When you get to Saturday, a championship Saturday for the EDC, there's a state qualifier at 11 a.m., a state qualifier at 1 p.m., and the EDC championship game is at 3 o'clock. So the EDC is all set. Again, just running through those matchups. West Fargo, number 1, taking on 8 Davies. Shanley's number 4, taking on 5 Fargo North. Valley City is the 3 seed, taking on Grand Forks Red River, who's 6. And West Fargo Cheyenne is 2, taking on Grand Forks Central, who is number 7. There's no play-in games for the EDC. They just play it straight up the top 8 and work their way down to 4 state tournament participants. And now let's head to the WDA where things are, still up in the air. Bismarck High is going to be the 1 seed, and Century will be the 2 seed. And then if you don't mind, I'll jump down to the 7 through 10 because those are easier to figure out. Mandan is the 7 seed. They'll be hosting Turtle Mountain, Belcourt area in a region play-in game. That's Monday, May 20th at 4:30 in Mandan. At 5:30 in Williston, the Williston Coyotes will host Watford City in the 8-9 game. Again, winner is into the region tournament. Why we can't tell you the rest is because Minot and Dickinson have 2 points on the line yet. They play on Monday, May 20th, and that will determine where we sit for seeds 3, 4, and 5. We do know that Jamestown is the 6th seed. If I can figure out the tiebreakers correctly, it looks like Jamestown is a 6th seed, but 3, 4, 5, and let's just include 6 for my sanity, all up in the air. But then region tournament time is going to come. It's going to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and it all starts, it's going to be Bismarck High as the 1. They'll play the 8-9 winner. Then the 4 and the 5 will play each other. Century is the number 2 seed. As mentioned, they'll play the winner of the 7-10 game. And the 3 seed will play Jamestown. So there you go. Jamestown is for sure the 6th seed in the WDA. Their tournament to be played in Dickinson May 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So there you have it, a look at all 4 regions and how they stack up for the upcoming or ongoing region tournaments. We'll work our way down to 8. By this time on the next podcast, we'll know who those 8 teams are, and we'll be talking state tournament time. Now that we've busted through a whole bunch of high school softball, let's talk a little bit of college ball. North Dakota State University made it into the NCAA tournament for the 10th time in 11 seasons, and they were placed in the Minneapolis Regional. The Gophers drew a 7 seed, University of Minnesota, and that's who NDSU drew for their first game. And unfortunately, on Friday night, the Bison just didn't really look like themselves, dropping a 3-0 game to the University of Minnesota. Some defensive mistakes, more walks and hit by pitches than normal. University of Minnesota came out on top. So that put NDSU into the losers bracket, needed to come all the way back through starting on Saturday, and they were unable to do so as they were 8-runned by Drake by a score of 8-0. But again, an incredible year by the Bison. For the 10th time in 11 seasons, they won the Summit League, and fifth-year senior Katie Schultz sums it up about the best you can.
I love this program, and I wouldn't trade it for anything, and it's just been fun. And, it's just getting to regionals is always fun, and, we didn't leave how we'd like to, but, I love my class, and I love my teammates, and it was just a great experience, and my past teammates made everything so fun, so I'm glad I was Bison.
That's NDSU fifth-year senior Katie Schultz talking shortly after the Bison were knocked out of the NCAA tournament. Credit to the video that we stole the audio from to Nick Cousin, who posted that on Twitter. Shifting gears but staying in college and going NAIA, Valley City State University. They entered the regional tournament 51-3, headed down to Columbia, Missouri as the 1 seed, but they played in Columbia with Columbia in their bracket. Well, they took care of business. A 2-1 win over Madonna University, and then a 5-3 8-inning victory over Columbia, followed by a 7-2 victory over Columbia. And that put the Vikings in the NAIA World Series, Springfield, Missouri. So Columbia, Missouri it was. Springfield, Missouri it will be. And what is the prize for the Vikings getting into the NAIA World Series? Well, it's Oklahoma City University, the 3 seed nationally, and their 32nd trip to the NAIA World Series. So a tall task for the Vikings, but boy, VCSU is 54-3 heading into the NAIA Softball World Series. It's going to be fun. Thursday, coming up May 23rd, they take on Oklahoma City University at 7:30 from Springfield, Missouri. Well, it happens fast, but it's here. It's tournament time in high school softball. It's tournament time in college softball. And again, when we come back next week, we're already going to be laying the foundation for the 2019 State High School Softball Tournament. It's Class A at out in Minot at South Hill Park, and Class B at Theraldson Park, the brand new complex on the university, right there on university land at the North Dakota State University Ellig Sports Complex. Beautiful facility there. So fun. Tournament time's already here. Hopefully we can get out of this 50s weather, get some sunshine, avoid the rain, get these region tournaments in, and get ready for the state tournament. You can certainly follow along. We'll be posting and retweeting and sharing final scores and updating brackets. Find us on Twitter at NDSB All-Stars. And on Facebook, you can also search NDSB All-Stars. And, of course, our website is NDSBAllstars.com, too. Boy, talking so much I can't even remember. They're all the same, NDSB All-Stars. Speaking of, a final poll for Class A will come out on Monday evening. That'll be the final poll. We've already had the final poll for Class B, and then nothing left to do but play it down to a state champion and see if Central Cass and Minot can repeat in their respective classes. Well, there it is, another edition of the North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast, a playoff edition. We'll be back with another one next week.